$430 million does not change a person in one night. That is the lie everyone wants to believe, because the lie is easier than the truth. The truth is slower and colder, and it starts on an ordinary Tuesday at a gas station counter under bad fluorescent light. You buy the ticket the way you buy everything else. Without hope. Out of habit. The numbers on the screen that night do not feel real, so you check them 4 times, then 5, then you stop checking, because some part of you already understands that your life just split into a before and an after. Here is the question worth sitting with before this story goes any further. If the money landed in your account tomorrow, would it fix the thing you think it would fix, or would it just hand you a much more expensive version of yourself? Write your honest answer below. Most people lie about this, even to themselves. The lawyer across the table explains the 2 options in a flat, practiced voice. The lump sum, smaller but immediate. The annuity, larger over time, safer, slower. You choose the lump sum. Not out of greed. Out of distrust of 30 more years of promises from people you have never met. Rule number 1. The choice you make in the first week says more about you than the money ever will. Something shifts. Not in the bank balance, in the way you check your phone before answering it. Calls from numbers you do not recognize. Messages from a cousin you have not spoken to in 9 years, suddenly warm, suddenly curious about your week. Your co-worker, the one who sat 2 desks away for 11 years, hears the news before you tell him. He starts talking about a boat he is going to buy with money he does not have yet, money from a raise that has not happened, from a promotion that is not guaranteed. He laughs when he says it. You do not laugh back. You do not quit your job. This surprises people more than the winning did. You go in on Monday, sit at the same desk, answer the same emails. You cut your hours instead. 4 days becomes 3. Nobody asks why, because nobody imagines a person who just won everything would still want somewhere to be at 9 in the morning. Rule number 2. Most people do not want to stop working. They want to stop needing to. If this is landing with you at all, if some part of this sounds less like a fantasy and more like a life you can actually picture, that is exactly the kind of clear-eyed thinking this channel is built around. So stay close, because the next part is the part nobody warns you about. The money does not disappear in a year, the way the stories always claim. Researchers who tracked large lottery winners across the years found the same pattern again and again. Almost nobody blows it. You move yours slowly, carefully, into things a financial advisor recommends twice before you agree to. You are, without meaning to be, boring with it. Cautious. Almost frightened of it. And here is the part that surprises even you. You do not feel happier. Not day to day. Breakfast still tastes like breakfast. A bad night's sleep is still a bad night's sleep. This is not a feeling. It is a measured fact. Large studies on lottery winners have found the effect on daily happiness is small, almost impossible to detect. But something else, something slower and heavier underneath all of it, has genuinely lifted. Not your mood. Your evaluation of your whole life, taken as a whole. Something shifts again. Not in your bank statements, in your address book. Old friends thin out, quietly, without any argument at all. New people arrive, too quickly, too interested, asking questions they would never have asked 6 years ago. You learn to notice the exact moment a conversation turns toward your money instead of toward you. Your spouse notices it too. There are nights you do not talk about the money at all, and nights you talk about nothing else. It tests something in the relationship that no one prepares a person for, not because either of you wants something from the other, but because neither of you knows who you are supposed to be now. There is a name for the tight feeling in your chest during the first year. Sudden wealth syndrome, they call it. The guilt of having what others do not. The fear of failing at a life you never trained for. It is real, and it does not vanish because the number in your account is large. Rule number 3. Money does not remove fear. It just changes what you are afraid of. By year 6, something has settled that you did not expect to settle. You are not euphoric. You were never going to be. Economists who followed large winners for over a decade after the win found the same thing again and again. The rise in life satisfaction does not shrink with time. What fades, if anything, is the myth that it should have made you happier every single day. It never promised that. It only promised the other thing, the quieter thing, the one that is harder to put into a sentence and easier to feel sitting in a parked car 6 years later. You sit outside the bank a little longer. Then you start the engine and you drive home to the same house, on the same street, to make dinner the way you have every night this week. Not because the money failed you. Because it did exactly what money actually does. It did not save you. It just stopped being the thing you had to worry about and let you go back to worrying about the things that were always worth worrying about in the first place.